Yeah. So I've been doing this. We're in chapter 3 today, and it's pretty much titled "Preach but Don't Preach." And that deliver the message, but don't be go to the point. Don't just give the fluff or be or miss the reason for which you're communicating. It's like when we say preaching to the choir, right? Choir doesn't. When we say preaching to the choir, it kind of resonates the Southern Baptist choir when they would be repeating what the preacher is saying, meaning they're not really hearing it for themselves, but they are simply reflecting it back to the people. You get that picture. Pastor say, "And they be saved," and the choir will say, "And they be saved." They're not necessarily listening to it for themselves, but just to re-echo it to other people. But the key word here is that when we're passing a message, we should be more after our target, be objective about it and not be subjective. And just giving out fluff. A lot of people in communicating there. By the time they're done, you really don't know the reason why they spoke. Jim Rohn would tell you that the essence for communication is action. If after someone has spoken to you, you don't know what to do, then it was a waste of your time. Because the essence of communication is action. After you are done delivering your message, the question is, so what? What should we do? Right? If there's no action from your communication, then it was a waste of time. Because the essence of communication is action. Right? Because you're similarly telling people, wanting people to see the same picture that you are seeing. Hence, they should be in the same place with you to do what you want to do. Right? So let's go into the main chapter itself. So TDJ starts with this quote in starting chapter 3. And it says, "I have come to believe over and over again that what is most important to me must be spoken, made verbal, and shared, even at the risk of having it bruised or misunderstood." Right? So he's saying that at the expense of what might occur, I hold it to the world. I hold it to people around me to share the picture that I see, the vision that I have. Right? We all see the world in different ways. Right? Our perspectives are different. And it doesn't matter if we grew up together in the same house. Right? Two people growing up in the same house don't see the same thing. Two people growing in the same house don't see their parents the same way. Right? They are the same. Twins don't see their parents the same way because we're all different. We're all different. For the same parents, you'll be surprised that twins can see their parents diametrically opposite, and the parents are doing the same thing because we truly don't see reality. We see things as we are, not the way things truly are. Because we subject what we are looking to the judgment of our experience. Right? So it's good to hear from people, and that's the power of diversity. Because when it comes to diversity, you're able to get several perspectives to the same thing. That makes it so that you're able to get something closer to what reality is. Because you are seeing different people are seeing the same elephant. One is seeing the tail, one is seeing the trunk, one is seeing the legs, one is seeing the head, one is seeing the side. By the time you hear from all of them and piece all of that together, you probably be closer to what the elephant really is than to just hear from one that is seeing the trunk and tells you elephant is a trunk. And that person comes and says elephant is a leg, elephant is a tail. Right? Just saying from one source, you might miss the fullness of what reality is, right? And that's a problem with some people, some cults, where they only listen to their head. Oh, their pastor knows everything. That's all they ever listen to. They are blinded because their pastor is human, not God. They can only share with you to the extent to which his humanity allows. So if that is only the person you listen to over your life, you will miss a lot of things. because it's not just one person. It's limited to his perspective of the issue, right? Thank God a lot of people are freeing up today, especially with technology also. You know, I'm not saying you should listen to every Tom, Dick, and Harry, but just listen. But there's more than one person, more than your pastor that knows the truth, right? So if you can judge and know the people that you listen to, at least more than one, it will help you to be able to get a better perspective of what the truth of life is than listening to just one person. Am I clear so far, Chidi?
Yeah, so I think some other person joined.
Yeah. Kevin joined. Kevin
Okay.
joined. Kevin,
So
you're welcome.
When you say what you said about the pastor, I look at those quotes and honestly, it doesn't sink, in me well, because it's talking about what is important to him. And like you said, people are the mirror through which we see ourselves. And talking about people and their pastor and assuming the pastor is always right. Actually, you know, for this quote, what is important to him, which is what today we see in the current country we call our own, where people are doing what they think is good and which is important to them. And it doesn't matter whether it's important to the others or not. But that is wrong. So I agree with you, we have to, because the Bible says there is wisdom in
the multitude of counsel.
Counsel. So, and that is the best, because then you can see things from different perspectives, and when you piece them together, it can make a whole,
Yes.
how it should be. So, yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. All right, I'm going to slide 4. So TDJ says, how you construct your message determines your impact. So he's just saying that, how you construct your message determines your impact, right? So, I mean, there's this popular saying we say, there's a message you want to preach, which is different from the message you preached, which is different from the message that people heard, right? And but it is one person preaching, so knowing that there are those tendencies of people hearing something different from what you say, you will need to take extra effort if you want to be a communicator. Because you can stand in front of people right now and say A, B, C, D, and all the people who hear is Z, W, X for several reasons. It might be because though you were saying A, B, C, the way you were moving your hand was communicating something different. Right? It might be because of they had not had lunch or they had not had dinner, they were fasting, they have some other, they just been laid off. So everything you are saying is being interpreted by the reality in their life. So that's why you have to, if you truly want to make impact, right, you have to know your audience, know what you want to deliver, and ask yourself the best way to communicate it to them. It's like you go to a place, a village where the people are not well educated, and you start speaking big grammar, right? You're just making noise. Or you start using words that are bigger than them. Or you go to a place where their language is different from yours and you have to go through an interpreter. And you start using words that the interpreter cannot find the right meaning for. You have lost those people, or you have told them something exactly different from what you're trying to communicate. Right. So it's important to know your audience, know your message, know yourself, and ask yourself, how best can I communicate this to them that I can get the result that I desire? Right. So there is a preparation to communication. Right.